And in breaking news coming in, 5 Tamil Nadu fishermen who were arrested by the Sri Lankan Navy in 2011 for allegedly smuggling drugs have been handed the capital punishment by a Lankan court. They have time till the 14th of November to appeal at the Sri Lankan Supreme Court. They've been awarded the death penalty for smuggling narcotics, and this, of course, we can expect to lead to a huge political ramifications here in India. We have Srisha joining us live from Chennai for more on this story. Srisha, starting from the top, what really were the charges against these 5 fishermen, and on what counts have they been held guilty?
Well, the charges against these 5 fishermen were their charges of drug trafficking, that is smuggling narcotics. That is the reason that why they were arrested in 2011. They were taken into custody by the Sri Lankan Navy, but since then there have been a lot of channels that the Tamil Nadu government and also the central have been trying to work on. And even the families of the fishermen were, of course, in a sense of despair that these fishermen will be released. But remember, when Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, beg your pardon, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had taken charge as a Prime Minister.
I'll have to ask you to hold on. I have joining me on the phone Mr. Ilango. He's the head of the Fishermen Association. Thank you very much, Mr. Ilango, for joining us here on Headlines today. If you could explain to us what your association is doing to help these 5 fishermen who've now been handed the death penalty in a Lankan court.
Yes, I would like to say certain things. Actually, this is shocking news for Tamil Nadu as well as the Tamil Nadu fishermen, as well as the fishermen in the country, because as being the chairperson of the National Fisheries Forum, it is my bounden duty to take immediate steps regarding this, because these 5 fishermen, when they were arrested, the Tamil Nadu government investigated the case and they categorically told that they are innocent fishermen. Therefore, the Tamil Nadu then Chief Minister Jayalalitha, she announced that the government will help the fishermen to find it out from the court.
Okay.
She advised the organization from Rameswaram and to take up the case. The case is there. As well as during the last year, when the fishing community leaders met Mr. Salman Khurshid at Delhi on November 12th last year, when we were talking to him, he also told that the government of India investigated this case. Nothing is happening. No such a kind of thing. These 5 people are innocent people.
Okay.
In this context, when Modi swearing in, this Rajapaksa came to Delhi. At that time, he announced that all the Indian fishermen, those who are in Sri Lanka prison, including these 5 fishermen, will be released, but not yet released. After going back to Sri Lanka, he got back in his words. This is a shocking news for us. Therefore, the entire fishing community is very much boiling by hearing this thing.
Mr. Ilango, we are actually playing out pictures of that meeting between the Sri Lankan President and Narendra Modi. Are you telling us that in this meeting, the Sri Lankan President had promised that there will be relief given to these fishermen? And as I understand, this process is being undertaken in a court of law.
No, it might be under the court of law, but the President of India is the ultimate authority of Sri Lanka.
Okay.
The President of India, he can...
That was spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs, Syed Akbaruddin, speaking on this case. Mr. Ilango, you were also pointing to us out that it is a legal process that is underway and that it is India's understanding that these 5 Indian fishermen are innocent.
Okay, if it was like that, we are very much good. Our demand is the Prime Minister Modi should take up this case personally to the Sri Lankan President, and he should see to that our 5 innocent fishermen released immediately. The court procedures may be there, but the highest level diplomatic talks to be there, and at the other level, the President of Sri Lanka, who assured us that all the Tamil fishermen will be released. Now it is not there.
Right. But Mr. Ilango, you have only 4 days to appeal in a Sri Lankan Supreme Court. Who is going to do that on behalf of these Indian fishermen?
No. Now this is the duty of the government of India.
Okay.
The duty of the government of India. It should take up the case even up to the level of the Supreme Court of the Sri Lanka, as well as at the diplomatic level.
Right. Mr. Ilango, stay with us. Joining us also on the phone line is Mr. Yani Shankar, political analyst. Thank you very much, Mr. Shankar, for speaking with Headlines today. What are the political ramifications of this case that you see having us here in India?
Definitely, this will upset a lot of Tamil sentiments in Tamil Nadu here. Already, we have been repeatedly hearing about the issues about Tamil fishermen being harassed there, boats being seized, and seized boats not being returned. and this issue has been going on for decades now. And now sentencing somebody to death punishment definitely sends an emotional agony here. And one would expect the Tamil Nadu government and the Indian government to immediately intervene and through diplomatic channels look at the issue, provide proper legal help to the accused, and see what justice should be done.
Mr. Shankaran, we were just speaking to Mr. Ilango. He's the head of the Fishermen Association, and from what we gather from him, it is Jayalalitha who's been very hands-on, especially where the case of these 5 Indian fishermen are concerned. How do you see this? Would you see this as an opportunity for her really to take the case forward and kind of regain a lot of the political space that she lost because of her DA case?
Well, definitely in Tamil Nadu, it's various political parties to be united in raising voice on this issue, and they would expect the Narendra Modi government to use its diplomatic muscle in Sri Lanka to sort out the issue and provide a proper legal help to the accused. They should not suffer because they did not have a proper legal help.
Politically speaking, Mr. Shankaran, this case has also come up on a day that we've seen indications of a mega alliance possibly being stitched up for 2016. And by that, I mean the meeting that took place between Vaiko and MK Stalin. In that context, how would you put this case?
Well, BJP has an interest in Tamil Nadu. They want to gain some ground in Tamil Nadu using the opportunities that are emerging now. So definitely BJP would go all out. See that the Tamil sentiments respected the accused in this issue. It was politically useful to them.
Absolutely. That is Mr. Nani Shankar. He's a political analyst saying that it is an important issue for each of the political stakeholders, whether you were to talk about the AIA-DMK, Jayalalitha specifically, and other political parties, including the BJP as well. Shrisha, I'd like to get you in at this point of time. We understand that the matter has already been taken up by the centre. What are you hearing from on ground of what movement has taken place as far as appealing to the Sri Lankan Supreme Court is concerned?
I can tell you one thing, that political parties in Tamil Nadu have been stating this at least in the last 30 years. About like 600 fishermen were being killed by the Sri Lankan Navy. So this is, they have been seeing a series of incidents of fishermen being arrested or fishermen being harassed by the Sri Lankan Navy. And this also comes in addition, which happened in 2011 when at a time when the fishermen in Tamil Nadu and the entire community and political parties were hoping that even these 5 fishermen will be released along with the other fishermen who were released at a time when the Sri Lankan president had come to India at the swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And this comes as a very shocking news to the fishermen community here. And of course, this will also create a lot of political ramification in the state, because each and every political party in Tamil Nadu have been going on this, and there have been like series of sentiments that runs high in Tamil Nadu, be it ADMK or DMK or the pro-Tamil groups, which have been protesting on this particular issue, because whenever there is an arrest, fishermen groups come out, or probably and also the communities, in fact the political parties have staged a protest. Tamil Nadu has seen such protests in the past, and this is a very sensitive issue. So keeping consideration into this particular case, and also the time given for these fishermen to appeal in the Supreme Court, Srilankan Supreme Court, till the 16th of November, of course in this period we'll of course see a push, rather pressure that will be put on the ruling AIDMK, and of course as the talks have been going on, so to push the centre to make some efforts to release the fishermen.
Definitely. As far as India is concerned, these Indian fishermen are innocent, but we can expect Sri Lanka to turn around and say that they cannot possibly undermine the judicial process that is on in their country. Thanks, Shrisha, for that. We have some breaking news coming in from Maharashtra.